My work or my job has been analyzing people, analyzing situation, analyzing data, and predicting. And my radar for the last 1 week has been on one guy called Marinakis. Now I have gotten his name right for the first time. I don't want you to blame me. The thing is, Marinakis bought Nottingham Forest in 2017, and from 2017 to 2025, they have had 8 coaches. That's an average of a coach a season. And they have made certain progress, like certain progress to for Marignakis to believe that whatever he's doing is right. Like he just needs to get the best after the best after the best. And I hadn't judged him. I had to go back and look at his history because with Abramovich, we knew his history. With everybody, you have known his history because when we know you, we know what you are capable of. We can connect the dots. We can see your personality, and then we can predict your action. Now, this a person from Greek, a son of a politician from Crete. Crete is an island in Greek, and after looking at the guy, I realized, two careers or two people I usually respect so much are pimps and people you could say captain, but not necessarily captain, people who own ships. Because with pimps, you have to deal with horny people, broke horny people. With ship owners, you have to deal with pirates. Those are the two guys that you don't want to deal with. Horny people who are broke and pirates. So if you're a successful pimp and if you're a successful ship owner, I usually respect you. And I also know that you are one very toxic, very ununderstanding, very like you are a person that should not be messed up with. You know, and especially if you're doing it at that level, like with that ambition, like just coming to be regarded as the top ship owner, even everything you own. Like if I see you, I'll know that you can handle somebody like he's a pirate, even if you have never seen one, because probably you have never boarded a ship, just owning and giving money. But I know it's a huge work or a huge responsibility. Now, that's not very important. What's important is the way you act with other people. And seeing you sucking a coach after coach after coach after coach after coach. I understand you. You are toxic. You are a person who's usually not to be messed with. And it's not because you are right. It's because you think you are right. And that's why I think even with Ange, you still think you're right in everything. And your character. I'm just now addressing Marinakis. Like everybody needs to log out and go to another video. I'm addressing Marinakis. Like your character is very different from Ange. Because Ange is one guy who has been winning, and has not been talking. Like this guy won a Europa title with Spurs. If it was any coach, if it was Mourinho, he would add extra special, like a prefix extra before his special Mourinho. If it was any coach, if it was Carlo Ancelotti, if it was Pep, if it was Ferguson, like they will say this is the biggest achievement in football because winning with Spurs, for a long period of time, even if you made a mistake, like if you are hanging or texting somebody and they were agreeing and you are nearly closing the deal and then it collapsed, people say, like, why are you passing that thing? Like, why? Like, it was other name for bottling, like Spurs bottling. Like, we were already sure, even if you get to a final, even if you are 15 points off the league and you are Spurs, we just know at the end of the league, you are not going to win that thing. Like, it was like that. It was like written. It was one of the commandments that were not written in that book. Like, if you're Spurs, forget about trophies. As a coach, if you come and win that, that should be the biggest legacy. That should be bigger than Pep winning 6 trophies. That should be bigger than somebody winning a treble, or 4 trophies consecutively, or somebody winning. The only thing that comes close to that is if somebody wins probably Champions League with Arsenal. That would be the closest thing to winning a title with Spurs. And then you win that and you're just silent. Like it's like you have done nothing. That just shows that your personality is so chilled, and it has been talked even before you won the Europa. People are saying that you had withdrawn, even with the team. Like you are going into a hotel and everybody was sitting in a round table, and somehow you found yourself in your room and having somebody taking food to you. That's like a withdrawn personality. Now, if you're getting this toxic person here who's dealing with pirates, and you get another person here who's has a withdrawn personality, like it's just cold, chill, like trying to reason with people, they won't align. This guy will be forcing this guy to act the way this guy wants. And this guy knows that if he acts the way this guy wants, then the whole thing will collapse. And that has been the story of Ange and Forrest for a long period of time. The only person who can handle Marinakis, and everybody has been saying, should be another guy who doesn't care, who spews. Even Nuno, like Nuno was he had demanded some signings, and Marinakis had told him that, you know what, you are not going to get these guys. Like, the guys that we want are the guys that the sports, like the people have selected the people to do that. That's not the work of the coach. And they messed up. But even if he had found somebody like Pep, somebody like Mourinho, somebody who will tell him, like, you know what, if you keep doing this, I'm going, and just be hard on them, probably they might reach an understanding. Like, you need some fire and fire. And are you getting me? Like, you don't need some fire and probably water because the relationship ends. That's how it should be. Now, I'm just giving probably this until the end of this season, because the same thing that Ange was mad about Spurs will be the same thing that Ange will be mad about Forest. But then with Forest is going to meet a dictator. Probably in Spurs, Levy was a dictator, but Spurs had some London fans who used to make a considerable amount of noise, which would have shielded him, as it had shielded Pochettino, as it had shielded all these other managers. But with Forest, there's no negotiation. It's just a dictator dictating what, like, he had grown bold. Marinakis had grown bold. It's like an owner in South America. Those are the guys who usually tell the strikers, like, you know what, I'm paying you a salary to score goals. If you go out there, you are given 90 minutes and you don't score goals, then probably I may not pay you. And if I pay you, you are probably going to face a cartel. Those are the things that this guy, if the rules were just lessened, like if it was not in England, if it was in somewhere in Mexico in 1980s, not now, like probably 1980s or 1960s, like the guys in Forest who usually shake his hand when they come off pitch after drawing or after losing, and trying and saying that, we tried our best, but they wouldn't be doing that. So for me, I predict that this relationship is not going to stay for so long, and it will end probably after January. I'm seeing a scenario where I'm just not talking, But then the guy is all over the news. I don't know if he, I'm sure he speaks English with an accent, like a Greek accent, like he's, those things. So he'll probably be the one commanding the players by January. And my work is prediction. And I want you by January, when these things happen, you just come to me and say, you said it. Anyway, nice day.